Hello, Governor. Hey, this is James, and I was just going to quickly go through a reminder install, start to finish. So I'm going to start over in RPMS in the Exchange, and I'm going to connect the dialog, and then I'm just going to deploy it to somebody, just so we can kind of see, how this kind of functions real quick. So it's not a very long process, and as you'll see, you can do it quite quickly. You can go into kind of jump to it, but I'm going to go the slow way. So let me make sure I got the keys in the right place. Alright, EHR. Then I'm going to go into BEH. And then I'm going to kind of come over here and go into reminders. And this gives me my reminder screen. And on here we have all these different options. We go into dialogues, we can build cool things, have some good time. We can do some reports on who's doing the reminders and who's not. But what we're going to do is we're going to go into the Exchange. And here you have all your reminders. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and install the alcohol number 3, and this one's a pretty simple one. It doesn't require anything, and I kind of like the way it's set up, to tell you the truth. It's not really big and complicated. It's very quick, ask you a question, kind of moves on. So that is going to be number 3. So you just hit number 3, and it'll actually default you to the IFE, which is installed from the Exchange. So here you could just do a lot of enters because it's either going to say skip, meaning you already have it, or I install. So I'm going to go IA for install all. And here's that S for skip, S for skip, S for skip. And it automatically takes me to the next portion, which is the dialog that it's going to connect to. So I go IA install all, and I say yes. And then I'm pretty much done with that. Just for fun, I'm going to enter until it gives me a quit option. There we go. And I'm going to enter until it gives me a quick option. So that's basically, I just installed a reminder. But the one thing I got to do now is I have to connect the dialog, because when you pull things out of the Exchange, it's automatically disabled. So what I'm going to do is enter until I get a quit. See how many reminders we have in the Exchange? There's a lot. Alright, so here we go. We come back out here to that main menu, and we go into DLG for dialog, and DLG again for dialog. So now if you look over here, you see this disabled. That's just number 8, right? So I'm going to go into number 8. I'm going to go check it out. And then I'm going to go into number 1 right here, the dialog itself. And then what I'm going to do is go ED for edit. And then I'm just going to enter once. And then you see this line, disable and exchange. I'm going to put an @ sign there to go ahead and get rid of it. Sure, I want to delete it. And then here I'm just going to pad out, because otherwise you'll get crazy. Alright, so basically what we did is we just installed a reminder from the Exchange. Probably took about 40 seconds total if I wasn't talking so much. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to go into EHR, and we're going to look at how you can simply assign these. So I went over and picked a demo patient, and I picked basically I went over and picked a visit, not necessary for this. But now I'm going to go into the reminders cover screen. So I'm going to go action, edit cover reminders list, and I'm going to assign this to one person. So I'm going to pull up this big giant list. These are all the reminders I have installed, and then I'm going to make sure I got the right one. There it is. I'm going to identify a user. So let's find a user. June does not have any reminders, so let's go ahead and give her that reminder. So now I'm going to say OK. So now what she has is she actually, if she was to sit down as a user at her place, she could test this out for me. So let's say I wanted to give her a reminder, say, hey Jen, we have this alcohol reminder, we're going to test it out. You're going to be the guinea pig, you're going to use it for a week, you're going to say what you like and what you don't like, you're going to get used to it, and then later on if it's acceptable and it's working and we test it out on some demo patients and it's actually resolving, we're going to go ahead and deploy it to the rest of the team. So really, in a nutshell, that's reminder start to finish, and it's pretty much under 4 minutes. What I'm going to do real quick, just to kind of give you an idea of what it looks like as you're kind of plowing through these, I'm going to go into an encounter. I'm going to go into notes. I'm going to pick a new note, chart review. And now what I'm going to do is go into the reminders, and I'm going to go find that reminder. And hopefully I got the right one, because I actually had 2 alcohol ones in there. And so what this will do is bring up the dialog for that reminder. and you can go into the process of doing it. The great thing about these reminders is you can quickly punch through this information. So you can do an alcohol screen, and you can say it's positive or negative. And you could even do an education from here. You could order something if you wanted to, but I'm just going to go next, and then it'll give me the next one, which is the depression screen. So you can quickly cycle through a lot of the information that people need to do in the wellness tab. And the beauty of this is if I was to hit finish, it actually stuffs the stuff right here. But then if you were to go over into your wellness tab, you'll see without having to even click in there, it actually put that in there for you. So what that does is it's one-stop shopping for providers. So not only is the clinical reminder doing a chart review, it's telling you what the patient is due for that comes to see you. So if the patient's coming for a sprained ankle, you're seeing that the patient's due for diabetic lipid panel or something like that. But also, it's one-stop shopping. So it basically eliminates waste, if you will, because you don't have to have someone else looking through the chart, seeing what they're due for. You don't have the provider jumping around. They're doing it in one place. So you're saving time all over the place. So it might be sometimes a little bit of extra work to put the reminder up there, about 6 minutes of extra work. But for the most part, what you get in the long run is you save tons of time on the other end with all the different patient encounters. I hope this is helpful, and I hope you enjoy it, and you guys can go give it a try in your own EHR.